And pulling the box, just gonna do a regular box jump, same technique as before, and do a calf raise at the top. Come back down. You can also, it's not necessary, but do a calf raise at the bottom too. Pretty simple there. Alright, so this next one, we're gonna position ourselves with our legs at a 90-degree angle, or as close as we can to a 90-degree angle, I should say. And then we're gonna perform a jump squat from there, go right back into here. So this is basically gonna be our resting position. So again, come back up. And you get the picture from there. So for this next exercise, it's for calves, a little different from the calf raises. We have a ledge there that I'm going to anchor my feet under. You can have a workout partner hold down your feet. What I'm doing here, I'm just kneeling down. I'm placing my feet already with my ankles straightened out or plantar flexed. Making sure my feet are anchored tight, and I'm just gonna lift myself, slipped out. Okay. Gonna lift myself up and try to, you wanna keep feet from slipping out. That's gonna take a strong contraction from the muscle in the calf called the gastroc. Just be able to hold that. Especially the further and further out you position your body. It's almost like in any of the variation of the pull-ups, your forearms are literally hanging on for their dear life the whole time. It's kind of like what the calves are doing. They're holding onto whatever surface you're using for their dear life, and that's where you're going to feel the contraction. All right, so speaking of the pull-ups, let's move on to pull-ups. Starting off in the close grip. As we're still hanging from the bar, we're going to move our hands out to a shoulder width grip, into a wide grip, and then start to work our way back as many or as few times as you can do that. So and you get the idea. You can start to work your hands back in after that, if you're able to keep going. And then from there, going to the rows. And we did a little variation involving one arm at a time, and from here we're just going to hold one side at a time. So then my feet staggered a little bit, they're not together. That may help make it a little easier. Again, you're switching sides, so you shouldn't have to rest for too long here. And just hold there. Alright, from there, going into the Superman, again, same as before, we're just going to hold the top position. Again, fairly self-explained there. Moving on, we're going to go into a little variation of the push-up that's going to help you learn the one-arm push-up for those of you maybe who are interested in learning that. We're just going to really what it is we're going to do it off of our knees. We're going to have our knees staggered a little bit. Usually when you see guys doing the one-arm push-ups, they have their feet staggered a little bit. Other hand, I just like to keep it on my back. It doesn't really matter what that's doing. Personally, I like to rep out on one arm and then go straight to the next. You can also just switch arms each time if you want. All right, so from there, we have another push-up variation, getting in some lower abs, some obliques, a little bit of conditioning. We're just going to a push-up, do the half burpee that we did before. Alright, next one is just a little step up from there. We just add some rotation into the half burpee. Alright, got another variation of the push-up, last one. Although this one is going to be using almost all triceps, you're going to see. So we have a grip here that's our arms, hands crossed. You can actually bring your elbows, bend them all the way down and actually rest at the bottom, then push yourself back up. That's our push movements done. Moving on to abs. Doing the windshield wiper, same as before, just with straight legs instead of bent. You want to try and bring your legs as close to the ground as you can. Obviously make sure to push with your arms without dropping your legs, basically. From there, we have a variation of the side plank going on in this leg that's on top. We're just gonna try and lift it out as many times as we can, nice and controlled. Obviously, make sure to work both sides. I've probably said that enough through this whole thing as is. From there, we're gonna go into burpees, or a little modified version, I should say. I'm going to be doing this with the push-up. You can do it without, and we're going to take out the jump at the end. So bring our chest and arms down, feet back, do a push-up, jump the feet to the hands, back up to a vertical position. You know, I'll show it a couple times without the push-up. A lot of movements going there, working the abs from just tucking the knees in. We're doing a squat, obviously, to be able to stand up. Actually, it's almost like a deadlift motion, lifting with the lower back. All right, so from there, I'm gonna actually face at a little bit of an angle to show this. We're gonna perform a long jump, which is same sort of technique as a vertical jump. We're just going forward, not up, as far as you're able to, provided that you have the space. And obviously you can try to mark the distance. That's up to you. And then employing the use of the box one last time. One last conditioning exercise. We're going to do what's called an up and over lunge, pretty much staying on the balls of our feet the whole time, again, to get as much power as we can. So we shift our weight to one side, one leg always on the box, back over, eyes always straight ahead.